Okay, third graders, here's the start of our second read of Back of the Bus. So now as I read, I can't really annotate on the screen, but I'm just going to walk you through and kind of talk about major vocabulary words and also major events to help find the central message or the moral of the story. What is it trying to teach us? So let's begin. Back of the Bus. December 1st, 1955, Montgomery, Alabama. Winter here in Montgomery, but I got the windows down and a warm breeze blowing in as Mama and me huff down Cleveland Avenue on the big old bus. We're sitting right where we're supposed to, way in the back. I take out my marble, all shiny and bright like a big old tiger's eye, and lay it on the grooves in the aisle. The bus slows down, and that marble rolls and rolls, but a dark hand jumps out from a seat up front and grabs my marble good. Okay, let's pause and think. Okay, so first we have our vocab word right here, grooves. So remember I talked about grooves is that hollow out, long, deep hole almost. And I gave you an example of on the bus, if you ride the bus to school or home, there's grooves at the bottom of the bus that create traction. So he rolls his marble down, and who do you think picks up the marble? Another major event is that they're sitting in the back of the bus, and he talks about where they're supposed to be. So here he is at the back of the bus where he's supposed to be, and somebody up front grabs his marble. So let's continue reading. But it's just Miss Parks from the tailor shop. She looks back, smiling, flings a wink at me, and sets the marble back in its groove. That bus takes off again, and my marble comes right back to me, like I got it on a string. Mama shakes no at me, and I hold it snug in my hand. She's got them worked all day eyes, but she's got her strong chin on. Okay, so right here, it talks about how Miss Parks, so here's Miss Rosa Parks, she grabs the boy's marble and then she puts it back in the grooves down at the bottom of the bus so it gets right back to him. When he says, Mama has those worked all day eyes, he's referring to that she's really tired from a long day's work. So the author puts it in a funny way, but it still just means that Mama's really tired and she has those tired eyes. Okay, let's continue. The bus slams to a stop, doors sling open, and people pile on, all crammed like lima beans. That long dark aisle's all packed in, jammed up tight, and I'm glad my marble's tucked in safe. Y'all gotta move now. It's Mr. Blake, the driver. I can't see him 'cause of all the people jammed. All the people jam. But I know that growly old voice. Some folks get up, new ones sit down, but still that bus is sitting there stopped. Why ain't we going, Mama? I say all soft. Hush, child, she says. And I do. Somebody's talking back, but I can't hear the words. Just Mr. Blake saying, I'm going to call the police now. Okay, let's pause and let's refresh. So this book is kind of hard to read because they use a lot of words that is slang. So slang means not really school language. So right now, this little part right here says that the door opens and the people start to crowd it in. The bus is jam-packed, and Mr. Blake says that you gotta move. So he's telling people from the front of the bus have to move to the back of the bus. So right now, somebody's starting a ruckus in the bus, and who do we think it is? Who's at the front of the bus causing some trouble for the bus driver? We sit and sit, not going no place, nothing to do but sweat. So I roll my marble on that sticky old seat and catch it before it goes down the crack. But Mama says, "Put it away, child." I hear Mama's crinkled up something's wrong voice, and I hunker that brown tiger's eye down deep into my pocket like it's hidden. Some folks look back, giving us angry eyes. "We do something wrong, Mama?" I say all soft. "No, we ain't," she says. "But I ain't sure, 'cause I'm getting shaky legs." Okay, so here they are in the back of the bus where they're supposed to be, like the boy says in the beginning of the story. The bus is still not moving. Somebody is refusing to get out of their seat. Same folks are doing mean, scratchy whispers as somebody's sitting up front. And then I see who it is. From way in the back, Miss Parks. That's who. She don't belong up front like that, and them folks all know it. But she's sitting right there, her eyes all fierce like a lightning storm. Like maybe she does belong up there. And I start thinking maybe she does too. 15 whole minutes we sit, but it feels like a big bunch more. That breeze is long gone, and I want me a drink real bad. But then the policeman comes. He walks right on the bus. I'm all shaky inside. Them lima bean people spread aside. And he stops at that way up front seat. Okay, so right now there's people whispering about Rosa Parks because she's sitting up front and she's supposed to sit in the back. Our vocab word fierce is right here. So the sentence, her eyes all fierce like lightning storms. So her eyes are fierce. So she looks tough, angry. She's very determined. The boy expresses himself as to be scared and shaky inside as the police comes and comes right to that front seat. "Why won't you move and give this man your seat?" he says to Miss Parks. But she don't move. She's just sitting in that seat like a turnip pile. Turnip is a vegetable. "I don't think I should have to stand up," she says. "Why do you push us folks around?" Who is she talking to when she refers to us folks? So think about that. Us folks, what does she mean? Because there's other people, and the boy calls the other people lima beans. So who is she referring to when she says, push us folks around? Her voice is all soft, but she's got on her strong chin too, just like Mama's. The policeman clicks the metal things on her hands. What are those metal things that he clicks on her hands that policeman have? Quick and loud, like a screen door slamming. And off the bus they go. Here she is. Look at those fierce eyes and her strong chin. Look at that police officer. She's standing her ground. Who's she standing her ground like? Who's standing up for what is right? She knows it's not right for her to stand up and go in the back of the bus. More people sit and the air ain't warm no more. She's getting hauled off to jail or worse. And I'm watching out the window, Mama too, with them long, tired eyes. There you go, Rosa Parks, stirring up a hornet's nest. What do you think Mama means by saying this? There you go, Rosa Parks, stirring up a nest of hornets. So right here, what are they referring to? That she's probably causing a lot of trouble. Mama's saying in her to herself voice. So also, what does this mean? So the author is using a lot of this figurative language, this language that isn't really used. So in her to herself voice. So that means her soft voice when you mumble to yourself. If you ever mumbled to yourself, you would know. That's what she's doing, is mumbling to herself. But I see something too. She's got Miss Park's lightning storm eyes now, so she has that fierce look. We in trouble, Mama? I say all soft. No, we ain't, she says. Don't you worry none. Tomorrow all this will be forgotten. But I got something in me, all pale and punchy, saying it won't be. Don't know why, but instead of feeling all shaky, I feel a little strong, like Mama's chin. I take out my marble and I start to hide it in my squeezy tight fist. But instead, I hold it up to the light, right out in the open. That thing shines all brown and golden in the sunlight, like it's smiling, I think. 'Cause it ain't going to hide no more. Okay, let's just pause and recap our major details. So first, the author talks about a boy at the beginning of the story with his mama sitting in the back of the bus, and he says the phrase, "This is where we're supposed to be," is in the back of the bus. And then his marble gets loose and rolls up to the front of the bus where Rosa Parks is sitting. Rosa Parks grabs the marble and rolls it back. Then when the bus stops and a whole lot of people jump onto the bus, and the boy refers to them as lima beans. So all these people get on the bus and the bus driver says everybody needs to get on the back of the bus. But there's that one person who does not get on the bus, and that person is Rosa Parks. Why does she refuse to get up from her seat? What lesson is she trying to teach you? What lesson is she trying to teach the little boy that is on the bus? Why does she refuse to get up out of her seat? So now that's your central message, is answering that question. What lesson is she trying to teach by refusing to stand up? Also, another thing I want you to think about is, how is Clara and Rosa Parks similar? How do they relate? What do they stand up for? And why do they stand up? Okay, so now that's the end of our second reading. Now you're going to continue working through the lesson. Good luck and keep up the hard work. Remember to write complete sentences. All right.